Hey, working from home today. Hey folks, I don't know if you had a chance to watch, but General Motors went and did their presentation at the CES show just this afternoon, and I'm going to give you a quick little recap of what we noticed. Mainly, they're talking a little bit more about future products. One that we've been waiting for is the all-new 2023 Silverado EV. That's like the star of the show, but they also talked a little bit more about their upcoming software information like Altify. They also talked about another vehicle presentation with BrightDrop. They introduced that last year. Now they talked a little bit more about that with their collaboration with FedEx. And then obviously Cadillac, their Halo, they're becoming like, Halo's going to have a whole new portfolio of self-driving vehicles. And I know there's a ton of people out there, I see them every day, they need a self-driving vehicle. So let's get into it. Ultimum is General Motors electric propulsion systems, paired up with both batteries as well as electric motors for their vehicles, but also that technology is going to expand a little bit more into planes and trains, automobiles, and marines. Talk a little bit more with Altify. We've seen this touch base where it's going to be more of a software system that allows vehicles to be continuously updated, even have new features added to older vehicles. That's pretty cool. And then over-the-air updates, cloud software, security software, and they've also introduced some third-party vendors to kind of collaborate in there. Sounds very, very similar to way back when with the days of Windows, and then most recently with like Android phones. You know, when you have other people that can adapt into the software. Don't get me wrong, I don't know much about that, but I just know if there is a track record of success with two other iconic companies like Microsoft and Google, I'm sure General Motors can tap into that as well. BrightDrop has become one of General Motors' subsidiary brands, and what they do is they build those transport trucks. We know them as like the Purelator trucks, the FedEx trucks, and I say those things because FedEx was one of their first customers, and just last month in December of 21, they delivered 5 brand new electric vehicle trucks that go into the California market, and they're expanding. And the CEO of FedEx, he was up there saying this is a good electronic future. One thing that he pointed out, in just a matter of 3 short years, FedEx expects their 50% of their purchases to be an electronic vehicle. So you can see there's another company that sees the way of the future, and they're jumping on board. Give me product and we're going to move from here. And now the star of the show was the Chevrolet EV. Oh wait, I got my GMC shirt on. There we go. I got my Chevy hat on. We're going to be talking about Chevy trucks, and check this out. 1918. Imagine when Louis Chevrolet and William Durant were talking about that they can finally get the electric truck on the road to the masses. Well, this generation of General Motors, they're going to be able to do that. And there's a couple of dinosaurs out there that just don't believe an electric vehicle is the way to go. But you can tell this company, they got the vision and they're running with it. And here's a couple of the obstacles right away. For one, how far can you go? Well, they're talking 400 miles. It was kind of the same thing they talked about with the GMC Hummer EV. And up here in Canada, it's going to be somewhere around 640 kilometers on a single charge. Works out pretty good. That's almost what you're going to get on a tank of gas anyway. And then the other aspect is, well, can it tow? Well, it says it's going to be somewhere around 10,000 pounds of towing to start, and there's going to be something like a max trailering towing package available on the WT truck, which is going to go up to 20,000 pounds. Pretty strong towing numbers. The other aspect that they talked about was, okay, there's gas stations all over the place. What about if I need a quick charge? Well, all trucks are going to come with the DC fast charging, and that's going to give you somewhere in the vicinity of 100 miles in 10 minutes or 160 kilometers in 10 minutes. I don't know where you are, but if you're too far away from 160 kilometers until your end destination, you could have planned your trip a little bit better. The other thing I liked about this too, now they're going to talk about this, in the GMC Hummer, they called it Watts to Freedom. Now, over on the Chevrolet side, they're going to call it Wide Open Watts. That's just going to give more of that instant power right away, and it's going to be like peak horsepower, 664 horsepower. Right now, our 5.3 liter has 355 horsepower, so there's a significant increase there, you know, an extra 300 horsepower and 770 pound-feet of torque. That's like Corvette ZR1 numbers, and all of a sudden now you're going to put that into an electric pickup truck, which turns out really good. You know, they had a couple of styling cues. I loved it. You know, they're going to have the work truck and then the RST. Later on down the road, they're going to introduce the Trail Boss. Why not? It's your most popular model. You might as well put it into an electric pickup truck. But the RST gives it that sleek little road presence. When they talked about the availability of those 22-inch rims, that's where it's going to come on that RST, because an RST is a RST. And obviously, you know, they talked about a little bit more of the functionality. You know, you're going to fold your gate down, multi-flex tailgate. You're going to, very hard to buy a Silverado these days without it. They're talking about 5'11" bed. You're going to have a mid-gate a la Avalanche from back in the day, so that way you can have almost 10 foot, you know, of bed length when everything's all said and done. New interiors, and again, you know, just jumping onto a trend. You know, an 8-inch infotainment system was too small, so then they had to go to a 10-inch, and that wasn't big enough, and now they're going to go 13.4 inches into the Silverado. Well, this one's going to have over 17 inches of infotainment system. Man, oh man, I was watching it on my 15-inch laptop, and here we are talking about a 17-inch screen inside of a Silverado. Man, oh man. The other aspect about it, fixed glass roof. We saw some teasers about that. With the interior, it comes in very sharp. So how much are all these going to cost? Well, you know, they go in saying it's about $39,900 US, so give or take about mid-40s Canadian, and I'm not too surprised. You know, they're doing the opposite. GMC is like, with the Hummer EV, it's the halo. They start with the top notch, work their way down. At least with the Silverado EV, they're starting low, and they're going to work their way up, and it's just interesting to see from here. So right now it's 2022, where we're getting the introduction of all these models. Next year, 2023, is where we're going to get a little bit more of what's to come, including the Sierra EV. Plus, we're also going to have the introduction of the Equinox EV and the Blazer EV. Can't wait to see those. You're going to get some styling cues on some really, really popular SUVs for our Canadian and US markets, which turns out really, really good. So not too bad. Looking forward to it. Can't wait till we start seeing those, and I can bring more of those videos to you.